Dream Yoga, Buddhist secret to heal anxiety during sleep. The silent battle at midnight. Do you lie awake at night, heart pounding, mind racing with worries that refuse to fade even in the darkness? You stare at the ceiling fan, slicing through the midnight air, each revolution marking off the anxiety swirling inside you. In the stillness, even the smallest thought feels magnified. A vague conversation from the day, a looming deadline, or the shadow of a tree branch shifting on the wall can trigger a flood of what-ifs. It feels unfair. After all, you desperately need sleep, not more stress. Yet, what if this silent battle in your mind is actually an invitation to deeper peace? Sometimes you recall nights when you woke up drenched in sweat from a nightmare of drowning or falling, only to realize you were safely in bed. Other times, your stomach tightened over nothing, those same fears whispering in the quiet. Perhaps you feel that even a ticking clock or the hum of the refrigerator is a threat, as your mind wove anxiety out of the ordinary. You are not alone. Many of us have felt trapped in an endless loop of nighttime dread, dreading the alarm because it simply transitions the anxiety to daylight. This is the silent battle, an unseen foe of anxiety breathing down your neck when the world is still. But what if this foe is only an illusion you can understand and tame? Picture a scene of tranquil sleep. Outside, the world is quiet and serene. Inside, you are restless, caught in an inner storm of thoughts and heartbeats. This mental battle can feel so real that you may forget it is only in your mind. Buddhism teaches that many dreams are just the reflections of the mind at rest, where unresolved thoughts from the day replay themselves on screen. Every anxious worry you carry can surface at night as vivid images or feelings. Recognizing this changes everything. A disturbing dream becomes a clue, a message to practice courage and compassion. Rather than fear your nightmares, you can learn from them. We cling tightly to illusions as if they were solid, but the Buddha reminds us that, in truth, all worldlings are dreamers, and they see as permanent what is essentially impermanent. In other words, we often mistake a passing cloud for concrete reality. Youth will end, beauty will fade, life itself is transient. These are the truths we overlook every day. If our whole life is fundamentally dreamlike, then the fears that visit us in dreams are also not unchangeable facts. A nightmare, however terrifying, is just a dream and cannot harm you in waking life. Once you see through the dream, the nightmare loses its power. In practice, each time you wake trembling, whisper to yourself, "It was only a dream." Let that truth sink in. Feel your feet on the floor, the steady rhythm of your breath. You are grounded in the here and now. This simple shift is already a step toward freedom.
Awakening in the dream world. What is dream yoga? Buddhist masters developed dream yoga as the art of cultivating awareness during sleep. In the Tibetan tradition, the dream state is not something to run from. It's a continuation of meditation. When a lucid dreamer recognizes, "I am dreaming," an entirely different reality opens. You become a witness in your dream, a participant who can influence the story. Ancient Tibetan teachings explain that dreams reflect the subconscious, serving as an important way for practitioners to explore the self and recognize the inner self. By learning to stay mindful in the dream, you can purify the mind and enhance enlightenment. Dream yoga is essentially about waking up from within. Consider this. At night, your mind is still on duty, processing emotions, solving problems. Dream yoga invites you to sign in with mindfulness even then. Some yogic texts describe stages. First, learn to remember your dreams. Next, learn to become lucid in them. Finally, use dreams to transcend ego entirely. The core principle is simple. If you see through the dream, you realize it's not real, and you can choose how to respond. Dream yoga is like rewiring your own movie theater. For example, imagine a dream of falling. If you calmly realize it's just a dream, you might turn it into floating. If you dream of being chased, you could pause the chase by acknowledging it. This isn't mystical magic, just clear awareness. In fact, one practical guide explains that training the mind this way can even reduce stress and anxiety. People who gain some awareness in dreams often sleep more soundly and feel calmer during the day. Why? Because they are inviting consciousness into the night, disarming fear at its source. You may wonder, do I have to be a monk high on a mountain to do this? Not at all. Dream yoga is essentially an extension of everyday mindfulness. If you can sit quietly and observe your breath during the day, you already have the skill. Try it tonight. Before sleeping, simply resolve, if I dream, I will realize it. This simple intention plants a seed that often sprouts. You could fall asleep with a gentle smile, remembering that this choice is yours to make.
Cultivating a nightly routine. To set the stage for healing dreams, prepare your body and mind each evening. Even a few minutes of intention can tilt the night toward calm. For example, dim the lights and sit quietly for a moment, taking slow, deep breaths. Feel the tension leave your shoulders, your belly expand and contract. You might do a brief meditation, focusing on the gentle rise and fall of your breath, or chant a reassuring phrase like, I am safe. Gentle yoga stretches or progressive muscle relaxation can help signal to your brain that it's time to rest. As one source notes, such pre-sleep practices can be used to calm the heart, reduce daily anxiety and stress. By consciously relaxing, you send a message to your subconscious. I am preparing for peace. This primes your mind to approach sleep with curiosity instead of fear. Tuning your environment also helps. Avoid heavy meals late at night, cut off caffeine by mid-afternoon, and switch off screens an hour before bed. Instead, try reading a comforting story or listening to soft music. Even the simple act of reflecting on a couple of things you're grateful for, a warm home, a loved one's smile, can shift your mood to contentment. These small rituals tell your mind, tonight, I choose calm. Consider keeping a dream journal by your bed. When you wake, even after just a few seconds of sleep, write down everything you remember, images, sounds, people, or feelings. Don't worry if it's unclear, just capture whatever you can. Over time, patterns will emerge. Perhaps spiders appear in dreams when you feel trapped at work, or flying when you feel liberated. This habit trains your mind to notice and value your dreams. It also signals to your brain that dreams matter, which improves recall. Each note is a clue to your inner landscape. During the day, practice reality checks. Pause often and ask, am I awake or asleep? Try looking at your hands or a clock, then look away and back again. In dreams, hands may distort or clocks might jump oddly. By making this a habit, you trick your mind into questioning reality, even in dreams. Sooner or later in a dream, something strange will catch your eye, and you'll realize with a jolt, this is a dream. That brief flash of lucidity immediately dissolves the dream's power. Between tasks, take mindful breaks. Even just a breath or two of awareness resets your stress response. Notice your surroundings or feel your feet on the ground. These tiny pauses strengthen your overall mindfulness. The more you practice presence in waking life, the steadier your attention will be in dreams. Think of each mindful breath during the day as practicing standing on one leg. It trains your balance so you don't fall when the wind blows. In time, stress naturally washes away, both by day and by night.
Transformation in the dream state. When you actually recognize yourself in a dream, transformation happens instantly. Your perspective shifts. You see the scene not as a threat, but as a canvas of your own mind. Suddenly, the dream can't scare you the same way. Dream teacher Charlie Morley captures this beautifully. Quote, "Lucid dreaming gives us a chance to interact with fears in a place where we know nothing can hurt us." End quote. In other words, once you see through the illusion, nightmares lose their sting. You even gain the power to gently rewrite the dream. For example, if you dream you're falling, you might instead imagine yourself floating back up like a feather. If you dream of being chased, you could calmly turn around and talk to your pursuer. Perhaps it turns into a friendly figure. Even whispering one reassuring thought, "I'm safe now," can reset your experience. These changes occur because you become the director of the dream. Even without full lucidity, altering your attitude in a dream can change its course. If you feel panic rising, pause and observe it. Treat it like watching a scary movie. Often this alone weakens the fear. It's similar to when you pause a real-world spiral by consciously breathing. The mind relaxes. One especially powerful technique is compassion. If you encounter something frightening, imagine embracing it with kindness. You might visualize wrapping your dream self in a warm light or gently holding a trembling hand. Perhaps you speak softly inside the dream, "It's okay, I'm here." Practitioners say that showing empathy toward your dream self dissolves nightmares. In fact, treating your own inner child with understanding in the dream takes huge steps to relieve the anxiety that often gets replayed in our waking state. Essentially, you heal yourself in your sleep.
Real-life practice. Consider Maya, a young woman burdened by guilt from a clash at work. Night after night, she dreamt of running endlessly through a dark forest, always chased by a silent, ominous shadow. Each morning, she woke trembling as if the danger had been real. Maya realized her subconscious was manifesting her fear and guilt. Determined to change, she decided to apply mindful dreaming techniques. One night, Maya found herself once again in that forest, the shadow close behind. Her breath was quick, but this time she softly asked herself within the dream, "Am I dreaming?" The trees around her looked more vivid and strange than usual, and she suddenly understood. This cannot hurt me. It's just a dream. In that instant, calm washed over her. Maya stopped fleeing and gently turned to face the figure. It softly dissolved into light, revealing itself to be her own silhouette weeping. In the dream, Maya reached out and held herself, whispering forgiveness. The darkness vanished like mist. She awoke with a steady heart instead of terror. Later that day, Maya quietly apologized to the colleague she had wronged. When he forgave her, the tension she carried melted away. That evening, she slept soundly for the first time in weeks, and her dreams were gentle and hopeful. Maya's experience shows how turning awareness inward, even in sleep, can resolve what haunts us awake. By meeting her fear with understanding, she found real courage and relief. Another example is Raj, a student anxious about exams. Every night he dreamt of failing and waking in panic. After learning a little dream yoga, one night Raj realized he was in a dream and instead visualized answering all the questions correctly. He saw himself writing confidently. When he awoke, he felt a calm confidence instead of dread. The next day, Raj sat down and calmly passed his test with ease. The soothing dream hadn't predicted the future. It helped create a future where Raj believed in himself.
These stories highlight a key point. Every dream is a chance to practice. The courage and clarity you gain in dreamland spill into your daytime. A moment of calm faced under the moon teaches your brain it can face any storm in the sun.
Embracing karma and past lives. Buddhism also offers a broader lens on nightmares. It teaches that our mind carries subtle imprints of all our past actions, karma, even from other lifetimes. These energies can influence our experiences, including what we dream. One Buddhist text explains that the mind is the depository of all karmic energies accumulated in the past. When a significant karmic result is about to manifest, your sleeping mind may project it as a vivid dream. These dreams often feel momentous. You might wake up pondering a dream in which you're traveling to a mysterious land or reconciling with a figure from your past. Instead of fearing such dreams, try seeing them as messages. Ask yourself, what unresolved issue is this dream nudging me to face? For example, dreaming you're saving someone from danger might mean it's time to be more courageous in real life. Dreaming of being lost could suggest seeking a clear direction. Interestingly, Buddhist lore tells us that those who have fully awakened, the Buddhas and Arahats, no longer dream because their minds are completely free of anxiety. Buddhas and Arahats never dream. For us ordinary folks, encountering karmic imagery in dreams is just a reminder of what we still carry. But that's okay. It's an opportunity. Each dream of this kind is like a cosmic hint saying, here is something for you to understand or let go of. If you greet such dreams with awareness or compassion, you actually generate positive energy that softens future karma. Whether or not you believe in past lives, this perspective can be empowering. A problematic dream is not a punishment, but a prompt for healing. If a dream disturbs you, you might symbolically place its energy into a balloon and watch it float away, or mentally say forgiveness. These actions in the dream can have real effects on your psyche. Remember, in Buddhism, the approach to problems is to confront them wisely. So see your dreams as therapists. They urge you to grow. In that process, fear turns into understanding. Beyond dreams, the boundless mind. As your practice deepens, you may have experiences that feel like traveling beyond ordinary limits, akin to what people call astral projection. In many spiritual traditions, this means consciousness exploring beyond the body's confines. In Buddhist dream yoga, the principle is similar. By expanding awareness, your mind can wander freely in its own landscape. Tibetan Buddhism even has a practice called yogic sleep, or yoga nidra. In yogic sleep, one relaxes every part of the body yet maintains awareness, a state between waking and deep sleep. Advanced meditators in this state report their consciousness moving freely. They see visions or recall distant memories as if vividly real. Likewise, some dream yogis describe lucid dreams so lifelike they feel like real journeys, walking snowy paths, flying over oceans, or meeting figures from other times. Even if this sounds extraordinary, remember, your mind is already a world builder. Lucidity simply makes you aware of it. When you wake up inside a dream and feel as if you're somewhere else, it's just your consciousness exploring. It's like turning on a flashlight in a dark cave. Suddenly, you see more of your own mind's vastness. Buddhism teaches there is no permanent self roaming the cosmos. Rather, consciousness is a flow. Even so, any extraordinary dream is part of practice, a chance to strengthen awareness. If you ever feel yourself floating or flying, greet it with curiosity. View it as confirmation, my awareness has grown.
Use these moments as inspiration, but keep grounded. Everything you experience, even these surreal journeys, is a part of the inner exploration. They remind you that your mind is boundless, but your true anchor is clear awareness. The Tibetan masters say that sleep, dreams, and the moment of death are all stages of consciousness. By learning to stay aware as your body drifts off, you are actually preparing for the ultimate awakening. Each night you practice, you weave a thread of consciousness through every state of mind, making the transition between them smooth and fearless.
Cultivating daily joy and enlightenment. All of these efforts flow into something beautiful, inner joy. When you no longer fear sleep, each morning becomes a blessing, not a battle. You might wake up grateful for rest instead of groggy with dread. This ripple spreads outward. As you practice seeing through illusions, you'll start noticing life's simple pleasures. The sunlight warming your face, the smile of a loved one, the taste of breakfast. These are genuine treasures, and with a peaceful mind, you'll recognize them more and more. The Buddha taught that true happiness arises from within, not from external gains. Letting go of fear in dreams also loosens attachment in life. You might find yourself smiling for no reason or staying calm when stress hits. The clarity you gain at midnight helps you navigate noon. For instance, in a tense meeting, instead of spiraling, you might breathe and think of a creative solution, just as you would calmly solve a problem in a lucid dream. Each victory over anxiety, however small, builds your confidence. Cultivate joy deliberately. Before getting out of bed, recall one good thing from yesterday. During your walk to work, notice the sky or the rustle of leaves. Try Metta practice during the day. Silently wish, "May I and all beings be happy." Even a simple smile at a stranger plants seeds of positivity. These habits program your mind toward peace. Over time, your brain starts finding pleasure in the small, positive moments of each day, making happiness your habit. Problems will still arise. We can't control everything, but you'll meet them differently. Imagine a crisis at work. You may still care, but your mind won't spiral. You'll be like a calm lake rippling gently, not a storm-tossed sea. This strength comes from repeatedly training yourself to observe rather than react, both in dreams and reality. In Buddhism, awakening is often described as recognizing life itself as a dream. Dream yoga literally helps you do that by waking up within your dreams. Every mindful breath, every kind intention, and every lucid moment carries you closer to that final freedom. Remember the image of the serene Buddha, untroubled by illusions. Dream yoga is your way of carrying that serenity into the deepest night. Even the serene image of the Buddha reminds us true peace comes from a still mind. When you practice dream yoga, you learn to carry that stillness into the depths of sleep. The ancient scriptures say liberation is like waking up from a great dream, and by waking yourself in your dreams, you are already walking that path. Each night of awareness brings you a step closer to lasting freedom, and each day of mindfulness deepens your joy. Your journey is supported by this timeless wisdom. You are learning to transform darkness into light.
Key steps to begin dream yoga. Set a clear intention. When you lie down, gently vow to yourself, "Tonight, if I dream, I will realize it." This simple affirmation plants a seed in your subconscious, making lucidity more likely. Mindful evening rituals. Unwind intentionally. Dim the lights and take a few calming breaths. Try a short meditation or gentle stretching. Studies note that a mindful pre-sleep routine can calm the heart, reduce daily anxiety and stress. You can also practice loving kindness. Silently wish yourself peaceful rest by repeating a phrase like, "May I sleep with awareness." Even smiling at yourself in the mirror before bed can shift your mindset. Reality checks and dream signs. During the day, pause often and ask, "Am I awake or dreaming?" Do a small test like looking at your hands or a clock twice. In dreams, these usually appear strange.
Also, notice themes that recur in your dreams, perhaps flying or losing your way. These dream signs become triggers. Eventually, something odd in a dream will catch your eye, and you will think, "This is a dream." That realization is the key to lucidity. Keep a dream journal. Place a notebook by your bed and write down everything you recall upon waking, no matter how vague. Over time, you will see patterns. This not only improves memory, but shows your subconscious that your dreams matter to you. Each entry is a clue to your inner state. Treating your dreams with this importance helps you connect with them more deeply. Face your dream fears with kindness. If anxiety creeps into a dream, meet it with compassion. You could hug your dream self, wrap it in a warm light, or speak soothingly to it. "It's okay, I am here." Lucid dreamers agree that treating yourself kindly in a nightmare greatly reduces fear. As one teacher advises, responding to dream terrors with understanding takes huge steps to relieve the anxiety that often carries over into waking life. In other words, kindness in dreams echoes as peace in life. Release expectations. Don't pressure yourself to succeed at dream yoga overnight. Go to sleep with gentle curiosity, not demand. Even sleeping without anxiety or recalling any dream is progress. Forcing a lucid dream can create frustration, the opposite of our goal. Instead, relax into the process. Lucidity will arise naturally when the mind is calm and open. Mindful breaks throughout the day. Take short pauses of awareness throughout your waking hours. Even a few deep breaths or a moment to feel the sensations in your body can center you. These micro-meditations strengthen your overall presence. The more you settle your mind by day, the steadier it will remain by night. Each conscious breath in a hectic moment is a building block for peaceful sleep. Stay consistent. Dream yoga is a gradual journey. Celebrate every small victory. Remembering a single dream image or waking gently is meaningful. Practice every night and reflect each morning. Over weeks, your nervous system will gradually rebalance, calmer, more confident, more joyful. With dedication, the peace you taste in dreams will become your everyday experience.
Your path of inner awakening. The night no longer needs to be a time of dread. In Buddhist teachings, sleep itself can become part of the path. With each breath and each dream, you grow wiser and braver. Always remember, even when the world seems unpredictable, your mind can be your refuge. Envision lighting a candle of awareness in the darkness. At first it flickers, but then it steadily illuminates your entire inner landscape. In time, the dreams that once frightened you will become your guides, and the anxiety that haunted your nights will give way to gentle courage. Dream yoga turns night fears into dawn wisdom. It invites you to awaken gradually, in sleep and in life. Embrace this ancient wisdom. Let your dreams carry you home to yourself. Each night offers a new chance to wake up, even in sleep, and find peace. For completeness, recall that peace at night often starts with mindful living by day. Even a few seconds of deep breathing or a grateful thought during your busy day waters the root of calm, helping you sleep with ease. Remember, even small steps, a single mindful breath or a kind thought to yourself, accumulates into profound change. Your mind is more powerful than you know, and every dream is another step toward freedom. Rest well. You have everything you need to make your nights and your days peaceful. Sleep deeply, dream brightly, and wake up to a new joyful day. Sweet dreams and namaste. In sleep or in wakefulness, remember that peace is your birthright. Let wisdom guide you onward.